That was
Ultrasound, but really-
6:40, we're calling the regular council meeting to order for Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. Ms. Monroe, if you'd like to call the roll.
Don Barnard.
Here.
Tiffany Hollis.
Here.
Ryan Green. Here. Dave Seeland.
Here.
Jeff Barr.
Present.
Wes Coble. Here. Bob Orsini.
Present. If we could please stand for the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for being with us tonight, for this wonderful town that we live in, for all that you've done for us and for this country, Lord. We thank you for those who come out of town to spend time with us tonight, Lord, and we ask you for safe travels for them, Lord, and we just continue to ask your blessing on our officers and our firefighters and all of our city workers. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone, for attending tonight. First on the agenda is approval of agenda. We've all received it. Does anyone have any alterations or anything they'd like to make to it?
Make a motion to accept the agenda as written.
Second.
Are all in favor
Aye.
and
Aye.
opposed?
We also received the minutes for August 19th, 2025. Does anyone have any changes or anything to that one?
Make a motion to accept the minutes as written for our August 19 meeting.
Second.
Thank you. Everybody was present. Are all in favor of approval?
Aye.
Okay, we have two proclamations tonight. The first one is a proclamation for recognizing the 30th Annual Licking County River Roundup. We are hosting a site this year in Johnstown. We'll be meeting Saturday morning, I believe, at 9, and walking from 62 all the way to Mink along the river, cleaning it up. And I'm not taking Jack at his word and drinking the water out of the drain there, but we are cleaning it up.
But you can.
We can. It's as clean as the water that's in there. So the proclamation is recognizing the 30th Annual Licking County River Roundup. It says, whereas the Licking County River Roundup is celebrating its 30th year of service, community action, and environmental stewardship, and whereas since its inception, the River Roundup has united volunteers, students, families, organizations, and local governments in the shared mission of cleaning and protecting the Licking River and its tributaries. And whereas over the past 3 decades, this event has removed countless tons of trash and debris from our waterways, enhanced the health of our local ecosystems, and strengthened the culture of conservation in Licking County. And whereas River Roundup exemplifies the power of collaboration, education, and grassroots engagement with support from schools, municipalities, nonprofits, and corporate sponsors. And whereas the 30th Annual River Roundup marks a major milestone in the legacy, environmental progress, and community pride. And now therefore be proclaimed, the City of Johnstown in Licking County does hereby proclaim Saturday, September 6, 2025, as Licking County River Roundup Day, and urges all citizens to participate in this effort to clean up our local waterways in order to maintain and protect our water from the well-being of present and future generations. So this will go to the group, Licking County River Roundup Group. So thank you for letting us host it this year and be part of it. So we have another proclamation. We have a special guest in the audience tonight. I think the youngest mayor in the history of Johnstown. Mr. Steve Wingo, if you could come up, got something for you.
I was the youngest.
You were the youngest.
I'm reading it, but he's getting it. Whereas beginning in 1813, when the city village of Johnstown was established, whether elected as mayor or appointed as mayor, many citizens gave the best of themselves to bring fruition the visions for Johnstown to grow and prosper as a community. And whereas former Mayor Steve Wingo served the city and the village of Johnstown as mayor from 1992 to 1999. And whereas our former Mayor Wingo served the city and village of Johnstown with distinguished and outstanding service to its citizens. And whereas former Mayor Wingo's service to the city and village includes many worthwhile and lasting accomplishments, too numerous to name individually. And whereas former Mayor Wingo's outstanding service to the city and village of Johnstown reflects well upon him and the Johnstown community that he led for so many years. And whereas Mayor Wingo is hereby honored for his dedication, time, and effort, along with leadership and dedicated service to the citizens of the city and village of Johnstown, Ohio. And now, therefore, be it proclaimed that Mayor Donald Bernard, on behalf of Johnstown City Council, call upon our citizens to celebrate their dedication and commitment of former Mayor Steve Wingo and all that he gave to our community and for what we have today. Thank you for your incredible service.
Thank you.
Step over here and get a pen. And we can move the proclamation.
You can hold it.
There you go. Mayor, please.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Hold it by yourselves.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you want to take
All right, we'll do.
I'll give you his phone number.
Okay.
We'll forward it.
All right. Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And those of you who are still know that's been around a while.
For those of you that don't know, the Wingo family's been in Johnstown for a long time, and Colonel Wingo is a retired
3 years.
33 years in the United States Air Force.
6 months and 14 days
Right.
in the Army.
Yes.
They always gave us a ride, though.
So, and this is his wife Becky over here. I've had the pleasure of
24 years, yeah.
That's where they clap too.
Thank you. We're going to head back to Phoenix, Arizona.
Thank you for coming.
The winters out there are beautiful.
Hi, Steve.
Thank you.
Bye, Becky. See you. Thank you.
Do we have any citizens' comments on matters not on the agenda? It looks like we know everybody here tonight.
I didn't receive any slips.
Okay. Council committee reports. Planning and zoning, their 8/26 meeting was canceled. Their next is 9/9/25 at 6:30 in council chambers. Design review board met on
I
8.
I have a question on planning and zoning. Do those get canceled just because there's nothing on agenda?
Yes.
Typically.
So there's really nothing for them to work on because there's nothing on agenda?
It just depends on what's going on at the time.
Okay, thank you.
Design review board, they met 8/26. Teresa, anything to report from that meeting?
They had one application. They are reviewing an application to change some exterior features, renovation of the 67 South Main, which is the old hardware store. They wanted to see something besides what they came with, so they tabled it. We're waiting on new designs.
Okay. Their next meeting is 9/9 at 5 o'clock. Safety and service, they met tonight. Their next meeting is on October 7th. Anything to report from that meeting?
We had a lot in that meeting. We pushed right up until the beginning of this meeting. So we started out with the roundabout design at Duncan Plains and Mink. And we've pushed forward a recommendation to our finance committee. You'll hear about that. We have some exciting designs there. We have the city and street signs that we took a look at and came up with some new designs for those as well. We're gonna send that out, to get some signs and examples to take a look at. We talked about our OPWC application update, so we will see that. We're going to, start on that and finalize in October, submit in November, correct?
By November.
By November. And then we have the Bigelow Drive traffic signal and our solicitation permits. We'll have ongoing discussion on the solicitation permits.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
Mr. Green, could we ask Ms. Monroe, she had a narrative maybe that she could write up and I don't think council needs to necessarily approve it or anything. The city administration can wordsmith it, but then it can be shared among the rank and file since they're being asked out there in the public, why isn't the Bigelow traffic signal working or what have you not? That way they have the answer, they can respond to citizens, and it's a uniform response from the, whether it's police or whether it's the service folks out there. I think it'd be appropriate. That way they're not saying, oh, call the city manager or council. Just doesn't seem to be very transparent or responsive either.
Yeah, I
Maybe
would
you can-
second that recommendation.
Yeah, you good with that?
Yeah, we could get just a brief boilerplate stance on that from the city. It is a question that
Yeah,
keeps
I'll
coming
send
up.
something out.
Thank you, Ms. Monroe.
Welcome.
Okay, anything else on that? Okay, finance meets September 16th at 5:30 in council chambers. We received the direct reports for water, sewer, and street, and also from the service director. I'll let Mr. Lee could go ahead and give his report, and then we can follow up with any questions on any of the reports.
One thing I just want to bring up for the water department, you can see it in two places. We did set a record for pumpage in the month of August, as you can see by the chart on the last page. And then if you go to the wastewater department, you might ask, why is the bulk water sales on there? Well, it's because currently, until the new plant's built, the bulk water selling station is stationed down at the wastewater plant. If you take a look at the last page of the wastewater report, you will see we sold just under 1 million gallons of bulk water being sold outside of Johnstown, so.
Is that included in the,
It's
page
included in
13 to
the
53?
pumpage on the water,
Okay.
but we also track compared to year, so if you look at July and August, on the last page of the wastewater report, you can see we are selling a tremendous amount of water to people outside of Johnstown. Get into the service director's report, I just have a couple things I want to bring up. Item number one, the water plant in Bowen. Sitting here will be moving in after Labor Day. They were here today, which is, I guess, after Labor Day. They came in, they're looking to set down their trailers to start work. So that project is finally going to take place, and we're going to get started on that. Wastewater plant update, we did receive a new permit. The one major thing we had to change was we have to start removing phosphorus out of the effluent stream before it goes into Raccoon Creek. All equipment is in, and the chemical to remove it, which is alum derivative, is set up. And we are doing some testing now to see how much chemical we have to feed to remove that phosphorus before it goes to the stream.
You said it has to remove the phosphorus from the effluent stream?
Yeah, from the effluent of the wastewater plant.
So what's coming from the wastewater plant?
Yes.
Okay, when you said stream, I thought you were talking about from Raccoon already.
No,
Okay.
no, we're talking about the effluent.
Discharge. Okay,
I did say effluent stream leaving the plant. So
Okay.
it's the effluent of the plant going into Raccoon Creek. We have to reduce our levels in accordance with our new permit. All the equipment is in, and the initial testing to set chemical dosages has started. I do want to drop down to number 5. We have repaired 3 leaks this last month, one out by the Granville Mill, one at 136 Saratoga, and another on Edwards Road. Those 3 leaks were located and repaired. We do have another leak behind the BMV up at Kroger's. That is not a city leak to be repaired. And the manager of that complex, who's at Altera, if I'm thinking correctly, has been notified that they have a leak and they'll have to get in there and make a repair. The last item I'm going to bring up is Johnstown was asked to give a presentation at the One Water meeting in Cleveland. That's the state of Ohio Waterworks meeting, and we were asked to give a presentation on Johnstown's past, current, and future. And the presentation went very well and was followed up by many questions. And actually, we have people coming to look at our facility and our current facility and what we're going to be building, which is a replica of our current facility, as they're very interested in the type of plant that we are building for the future. So that is what I have. Any questions on water, wastewater, or service report?
did you give that presentation?
Yes, I did myself and Mike G. from Jacobs.
Can we get a copy of that presentation?
I'll see, yes.
I'd like to see like the past and all that part of it.
Okay, all righty.
Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Liggett? Okay, we are moving on. We had no tabled legislation. Our first public hearing of legislation is ordinance 07-2025, an ordinance to amend ordinance 19-2023, section 2.3, permitted and conditional uses in the planned development district. Mr. Stannard, if you'd like to discuss this.
Give me a moment. Taking some notes. Is this the second reading of this, Teresa?
Yes.
Cool. So this is just a rehash of what was happening last time. Just wanted to confirm that this wasn't something new. We have a lot of,
I messed it up last month, so.
No, so really the conversation that was had at the last piece of this, nothing has changed, and we're still looking at the same ordinance that was discussed last time. Give me a moment, and I can dive into it a little bit further.
There was a good article in, was that Business or Columbus, what paper is that?
Business first.
Business First, about power generation and actually talking about this type of power generation.
I'm caught up. All right, thank you for allowing me to have a brain moment there. Okay, so yes, obviously this ordinance is relative to the energy system with Bloom. They did a presentation last week in conjunction with AEP, and we would be changing the text in the ordinance to allow this as a conditional use, specifically for data centers, to be a power source of generation. So again, the presentation was done last week. The text was drafted by our planner, who Trevor was at the last meeting as well. Happy to answer any other questions, but I don't want to beat this one anymore unless there's any additional thoughts.
Does council have any questions or comments on this item? Okay, I'm gonna open up to the public. Does the public have any questions or comments on this? Okay. In regards to ordinance 07-2025, what is the will of council?
Motion to approve is written.
Second. Second.
Go ahead, please.
Bob Orsini,
Yes.
Eve Seelan,
Yes.
Ryan Green,
Yes.
Tiffany Hollis,
Yes.
Mayor Barnhart,
Yes.
Wes Cobble,
Yes.
Jeff Barr.
Affirm.
Thank you.
I guess tonight it's gonna be last who has a voice is gonna win.
Right, I know.
I feel fine. You guys sound bad down there. I'm thinking about.
I'll take me the rest of the meeting. I'm good with it.
Okay, moving on to a resolution, Resolution 2025-35, a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a Green Chapel Road right-of-way and transfer agreement. Sean, that's all you.
Sure. And if you all want a little bit longer to look at this, we can certainly kick it back to safety and service. Green Chapel, a little bit of an oddity because of where it exists and where we exist and where New Albany exists. This is the dividing line between both municipalities. New Albany, no secret, has a certain design standard in which they like to operate within. They have taken the initiative and said that we will construct, obviously, that roadway segment that is on the borders of Johnstown as well as Monroe Township. This is an agreement allowing them to obviously operate within our side of the right-of-way. So they will be obviously putting in the fencing, the road, and all of those other various elements that they typically do. It does have a shared use path associated with it. So this right-of-way agreement, we tried to future-proof in case there was any additional annexation to occur along Green Chapel. However, not always able to have that crystal ball, but I think we did cover quite a lot of items in here. This thing probably had about 8 different individuals a part of it. Yaz was a part of it, I was a part of it, New Albany was a part of it, New Albany Company was a part of some of the redrafting of this. I believe even EMH&T had a look at this as well. So a lot of reviews have went into this. There's a lot here to unpack. So again, if you want to have an opportunity to kick it to safety and service prior to the actual vote, certainly okay with that. But if you're willing to go and move forward with this tonight, we can certainly do that as well.
So, reading through the packet, and especially, it was page 50 of 53, are we giving ownership over that side of the road to New Albany? Or just the right of, like to operate the right of way?
So we are giving right-of-way for them to operate within our right-of-way. It is our right-of-way, so we have to authorize them the ability to do that.
So we're basically saying, you take care of that side of the road, make it look pretty.
Correct.
But the people who live on that side of the road are still Johnstown.
Correct.
Okay.
They'd taken Green Chapel over from the county, correct, how it originally was, and then we annexed up to it.
Yep.
So that's how they had everything that was there They take care of the road, they handle the plowing, all that stuff.
I just wanted to make sure with that page 50, it was reading kind of weird.
Yeah, Ohio Revised Code stuff.
Yeah.
I just read a slight variation to that, that once New Albany operates in the right of way, anything they construct becomes New Albany's, owned by New Albany, which I believe therefore makes it them responsible for managing, clearing, and taking care of. So if they would construct a roundabout or any such thing that is 3 feet into the right of way, that would then become part of New Albany's responsibility to manage. But the right of way is only 10 feet from the center of the road, is that correct? Jack? 10 feet from the edge?
It says 10 feet, page 34 of 53. 10 feet is referenced a couple times, and especially D.
Yeah, so the 10 feet would be the maximum if something was constructed there, is the way I read it.
And Donnie, the question you asked is a little tricky. So
I
is
was,
the right-of-way getting shifted? Yes. So ownership would be going to New Albany, but we'll still have some of that north of that.
I just want to make sure we weren't losing,
You are giving up some
land.
land, yes, but you're also still maintaining some of the right-of-way outside of the roadway. So like I said, it's a little bit of a tricky question to answer. You're giving up some ownership, but you're also retaining your segment that actually touches the road, if you will. They have visuals in there, so it's a complex document.
Can we,
We can take it to
yeah,
safety and service.
just to
I'm fine
give it
with
one last check.
Well, I have this question. Would planning and zoning be a more, not for them to say yes or no to it, but I feel like planning and zoning would have the right personnel to, and maybe even a higher interest of looking through all of that to say, here's some things that you should consider.
I don't think so. You're dealing with right away. I'd agree with that.
Is there any kind of timetable on this?
I mean, we've gone through the aesthetic of the PD district, which to an extent this will cover, but either one,
Can-
safety and service or zoning.
Can you add it to zoning, Tristan?
Let's end the zoning.
So we need to make a motion to table it? Or send it back?
Just table it, and I'll put it on the next planning and zoning
Okay.
agenda to review.
I make a motion that we table resolution 2025-35?
I'll second.
Okay, Mayor Barnard,
Yes.
Wes Coble,
Yes.
Jeff Barr,
Affirm.
Bob Orsini,
Yes.
Dave Seeland,
Yes.
Ryan Green.
Yes.
Tiffany Hollis.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
moving on,
sorry.
introduction of legislation. This is ordinance 08-2025. So, we're bringing this to council, to get this moving faster, because it's very minor changes to this. It is, the brainchild of Ms. Hollis, and I, because I came up with the other one, to add Jersey Street, Edwards Road, and Concord Road to the list of roads that through trucks cannot travel. This will cut down on the traffic to 37, eliminating some of the traffic that's on 37 all the time that's tearing up our downtown. If you have not noticed, there's a tremendous amount of dump trucks that come down Mink, turn onto 37, travel down Main Street, and it is obnoxiously a lot. So this is our attempt to try to alleviate some of that. Would you like to speak about it?
Nope, you said it perfect.
Okay. So we want to make sure that, we looked at some different options, flashing signs to get the attention of truckers, but it was going to be very expensive, according to Jack. So we would like to get this moving as fast as we could so we can start eliminating some of this traffic.
So on number 3, South William Street to Jersey Street is really just saying you can't turn right onto William Street off of 62 to take it to Jersey out to Mink that way.
Right.
Right? So that's why that's in there. And then this cleans it up, it's just all of Jersey Street. Right? So they can't come from
Out into town.
into town. And they
or
can't cut through
You can't cut
town.
off 37 and go out unless you're stopping someplace within town. That's
Okay.
the way I understand.
Yes. So it's the trucks that are on Jersey Mink all the time, coming up, going on 37, going out to Sunbury, because of what the stats said, that 80%, was it,
80%.
of vehicles are traveling through Johnstown. So let's try to cut some of that down.
I've been a hawk on this a long time. I think if you're truck traffic, it's 62, 37, and 310. That's the way it goes.
We took this through safety and service, I thought before.
Yeah.
There was a reason that we.
It was enforcement. I think we had an issue with how
there's
would
an
it be
issue with
enforcement.
Enforcement.
But
So, because we had the same debate.
Where's the teeth in this?
The teeth is enforcement and ticketing.
Complaints, 310, turn left on the
How
310.
much?
Oh, yeah.
left on the
Tickets, what, 120 some dollars?
That's it?
You're just keeping them off Jersey Street.
129, and our fees, as Chief Smart, I talked to him about, are in the middle of the road for Licking County. We're not the highest, we're not the lowest. So if we want to change the fee schedule, that's what, every couple of years, or every year?
Yeah, it had been changed for a number of years. I changed it in 2023.
Yeah. I think Ryan and I were on council then. So if we want to look at the fee schedule, we can also do that at some point, but we want to at least get this on there and start trying to stop some of these. We don't see Concord and Edwards being that big of issues, it's more Jersey, so.
Yep. Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
the trucks deteriorate the roads. The citizens pay for the roads. The companies that make money by driving the trucks should avoid the roads that they're not compensated, not helping us pay for. I mean, it's simple. Enforcement, sure, it's tough, but as far as I'm concerned, we raise up the penalty to make it meaningful, so that it's deterrent, and then we plink them away as we go. Because every day those trucks go down the road, and they get a little wide sometimes, they take wider turns. I mean, our roads are not built for truck
They're
traffic.
barreling through there all
We
the
are
time.
not built for truck traffic.
And all of these roads that we brought up, and even though Edwards and Concord may not have as much truck traffic, they're all cross points for school kids.
All you want to,
You know, all of those include some type of travel to or from school, so.
I walked Claire to school, up to the crosswalk here. She pushed the button, and so many cars went through that it cycled the entire light. Semi-truck, drivers, just like nothing's happening. Eventually, I walked up and walked out into the middle of the road, and traffic stopped. So we have an issue with people stopping at those lights, 100%. There's no way I would let my fourth grader walk up and cross the road by herself. And by the school, we're closer than a mile, so there's no bus. So it's either the car line or walking to school, and it's not working.
Yeah.
So this has been a touch point for Ms. Hollis for a while, the number of trucks, and she lives on Main, I think, Mr. Barr, you probably see it quite often. The traffic is probably loud. I mean, you cannot, we've had conversations in the square, and you cannot hear yourself talk because of the trucks. So if we can eliminate some of those, make our downtown more beautiful, it's just gonna be better for us, so.
I'd like to make a motion to pass ordinance 08.
We have to open it to the public,
my bad.
but yes.
I'm with you.
First reading.
Oh, it's the first reading. It's the
Reading,
first
unless you choose to pass it by
Waive this.
emergency.
You are allowed to pass it by emergency.
Any public comment?
Yes, come.
Please.
So reading on, I'm Matthew Huggins, by the way, reading on, number 2 on the through truck traffic, that's a lot. I completely agree with you guys about the dump trucks, large semis and stuff like this, but where I actually, it's part of the language that's involved here, where it says any other motor vehicle exceeding a gross weight of 5 tons. That's only 10,000 pounds. So if you get an F-250 or F-350 truck that weighs in at 700 to 7,500 pounds with a very small 20 to 25 foot camper on the back of it, they're actually gonna be a violation. Is that what we're meaning to do or not meaning to do?
What was the original intent in safety and service? Do you remember, Ryan?
We were trying to keep the semi trucks and the dump trucks out.
I
That's what we
mean,
were trying to do.
I think
I'll-
that
I'll
language would
say
have to be
something.
cleaned up, so we're not punishing residents who own a travel trailer.
but they wouldn't be
That's
through
what I'm-
traffic. They
We would have discretion and the
That
through
wouldn't be
traffic would
considered
catch
through
them.
traffic.
I
because
can
they're
speak
stopping
for
more.
myself, I used to have one of those, and I used to go down Edwards with it, because sometimes 62 was blocked off. When we had 62 blocked off, I couldn't touch 62 if I wanted to go towards New Albany with it, so I'd go down Edwards.
It's gonna be up to the law enforcement. Law enforcement, our town does not have weights, first of all.
But if you're stopping or starting here, that's not considered through traffic, right?
Right.
So that would be, the
Especially
weight,
if
that
it's
would be
in the
irrelevant.
city.
Yeah, but by definition, through traffic means you're not gonna stop on that road.
But
I
the
think it's
definition,
within
It's
city
the technicality
limits.
of
the
it.
definition of the chief or the police through traffic is you have to make a stop somewhere in Johnstown.
Okay.
Well, it says in here, city and passing through the city without making a pickup or delivery within the city. So as long as you're stopping or starting in the city, you're not considered through traffic.
It's just that last one, that any other motor vehicle, it's very, very broad in its spectrum.
That's where I think I have the trust in the officer's discretion.
Involved with the law enforcement officer that would be doing.
I like the vagueness of it.
Yeah. Take it.
Just clarification.
But it's also the weight of the vehicle. It doesn't say the weight of the trailer, cause a F-450 at its most, just looking at it, could weigh up to 8,600 pounds, as little as 3,800 pounds,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
So it's the tongue weight that comes on the trailer. We're talking about the
None of that
vehicle
matters if
weight.
you're not-
So there's your discerning
So not the-
demarcation.
Not the trailer it's carrying.
Yeah, and if it comes down to a judgment call and you wanna guess 5,000 pounds, you're gonna pick a dump
Yeah, it's
truck
just a
over
broad
it.
interpret, it's
No,
just
I-
very, very broad in the way it's written, so.
No,
that's just
as a
one-
guy who transports equipment through town all the time,
Yeah,
I
mean,
totally
know
get
you
it.
have a lawn care business, you're
Yeah,
not even
yeah.
approaching 10,000 pounds with yours.
Nope.
And it would come down to the magistrate as well, if there was a
Okay.
citation issued to an individual that was doing what you're
I
saying.
just know there's a bunch of people in town that have travel trailers and
Yeah.
stuff, and they may be
Don't think that's our
going
issue.
through town, but not aware of it, I guess. So thank you.
Placement of these signs could become a question, I guess we'd have to work it, because if you come to the corp limit and we have our sign, no through trucks, but they have no place to turn,
Well, we were talking about this on
Get off.
Mink,
how,
put it before Duncan Plains.
put it before Duncan Plains, so they have the ability to turn
Turn on Duncan
off.
Plains.
Or even honestly, like at Green Chapel, if that's now city limit, I don't know, do you guys go out to
That's what I'm
Green?
saying, we'll have to see where the city, so we're okay to put signs for the city outside of the city limits?
Well,
I've never
the
done
PD
that.
district is I mean, we go to Green Chapel now, right?
That would cover the mink side.
Yeah, which that's where the bulk of the trucks are coming from, is right there. So
We
if they
can-
go around the roundabout on Green Chapel and go back out to,
We can talk to
Wherever.
Liberty and Monroe about putting a sign.
Okay, all I'm saying is, if you're gonna put the sign, you've got to have a place.
Yes.
for that truck to turn off.
Yeah, we talked about that with
Right away.
Mink already. I think
Okay.
with Concord, it would have to go up at Robbins.
Yeah, I think to do this, you're gonna have to have them have access to turn left or turn right. Or
Yeah.
a turnaround designated for them to be able to turn around to not travel through our city.
Yeah. We'll reach out to Liberty and Monroe, because Robbins is Liberty and Monroe would be Edwards.
Edward, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
What about for Edwards Road?
It would have to go at,
Clover Valley?
Clear out
Clover Valley.
Clover Valley, yeah.
I mean, you could do Green Mill, but that's not ideal for I mean, that would be, Clover Valley, if you can get them used to using that, eventually that's gonna be widened anyways.
Yeah.
So it would be probably
I
smarter.
mean, they're
try
crazy to come down Edward anyways, with that
Yeah.
curve.
Green Mill's a small road though.
Yeah, that's what,
Not a wide
Clover
road like
Valley is.
Clover Valley.
yeah,
That's why
we'll
I
do
said
Clover Valley.
Yeah.
We'll talk to Township.
Half the length or width of Clover Valley.
Yeah. Okay, we'll talk to Township this week. Okay. So what is the will of council? You can,
Can I make another, sorry.
yeah, sure.
Todd McConnell, based on your comment, the gross vehicle weight, whatever, if it's a single vehicle passing through, I see also, because I live on 62, buses, like Barron buses, not Coda buses like that, but other buses that pass through there, is that gonna be prohibited if it's over?
Well, it's not prohibiting on 62 or 37.
They can still get through town.
Okay.
They just can't, but we don't keep them off the side streets that aren't built for their traffic,
So it's a
where the
side
side streets now are crumbling, or even the
I
secondary
apologize if
streets.
that was already
That's okay.
mentioned.
No,
No,
no.
you're good. This
The
just
secondary streets
lists.
crumble, the corners fall off, and we
Oh,
get the
yeah.
dips and all that stuff, and the truck just drives away. I mean,
We had added the neighborhoods earlier to this because they're a lot more enforceable. The trouble that you run into Jersey, Edwards, and Concord is they're harder to enforce, so we stuck to ones that are more enforceable, per the guidance from our law enforcement. But These are gonna go a little bit further to add Jersey Edwards and Concord, just because, I mean, those roads are not, they're not meant for heavier traffic.
62 and 37.
Would stay the same. We can't
Yeah.
alter those.
Yeah, and
We can't even control that traffic.
Wish we could.
We wish we could.
Tiffany might start
I
setting
would
up
be
like
so happy.
Dukes of Hazzard
Yeah,
roadblocks.
Yeah.
Give it time.
Okay, so this is the first reading, so it moves to next session unless you guys want to do an emergency and pass it that way.
Should we let it take its course so that we have time to talk to the
Yes, Teresa.
townships?
One other option is, instead of waiving the second reading and like cramming it tonight, you could let it follow the natural course. But if you did pass it by emergency on September 16th, you would still have the second reading and time to talk to the townships,
Okay.
but it would be effective on the 16th instead of waiting 30 days. So that's an option too.
I like
It'll be
that idea.
effective, but it won't be effective because you won't have your signage. Without your signage, you won't have enforcement.
Okay.
Let it take its
Hurry it
course.
all you want, but if there's no signs, we're not.
You can't
doing
enforce it.
anything.
Okay. Okay, so we'll wait till,
'Cause it'll be dismissed.
Oh,
Sure.
okay. Okay, so we will, first reading of that. Okay. Charter review discussion. Ms. Hollis.
yeah, we talked about the charter review. We don't have to do it except every 10 years. But we talked about just revisiting it and also opening applications for the new commission members. I think the last time was 2018 and no changes were made in 2018. Since then, we've become a city, so it would probably behoove us to go ahead and get that commission at least established and let them start reviewing it, have time to go through it.
Thoughts?
When we say we were discussing that, who's we first off?
We discussed it at the last meeting.
Okay. That was that, okay.
So we would appoint a committee and have them review the
I
charter.
think it opens for do people apply? Is that how you guys?
That's how they did it last time. You can appoint, if you have a list of people you think would be great, you can invite them, appoint them directly. You don't have to open it up to the
Okay.
I'm
public.
supportive of doing the charter review, soliciting people to apply to be on the
I
committee.
mean, as long as it's taken us to fill spots on different, volunteer
Are there any-
positions, it might be good to go ahead and get it going.
Are there any major points that feel need to get tackled?
All of it. I think it all needs reviewed.
All of it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like picking anything out specifically.
Yeah.
It's just been,
It's been 20
well, 2018 was the last review, right? But there were no changes made in 2018, so I don't know when any changes have actually been made.
I don't.
I don't think there, I mean, I was on it in
The
18.
last one, but that's.
I think there were recommendations made, but they decided not to go forward with it.
I think the only thing
Before
we
that,
should
there-
maybe decide tonight, if you all want to go forward with it, is how many people on this committee? How many were on it last time, Ryan? My question
At
specifically,
least, what, 7?
Teresa sent a letter
Yeah.
to me and I believe Tiffany.
was there too many, was my question.
No,
I think so.
no, because it is a laborious process. Going through
There
it.
was 1, 2, 3,
already?
4, 5 members. One of them is a council member. Yes.
So do
The
you want to
original
establish how many committee members should be tonight?
We can do that.
Yeah, I think we go 5 members.
there's 5.
We open it
5
up
and
for
one was council.
resume.
I think it should be 7. If you say it's labor intensive,
It's labor intensive, and you know how it is for people to show up.
Hold
So
on,
if you did
Teresa,
7,
hold
you'd
on.
get 5 at every
Wow.
meeting.
I think there's.
The charter
Certain
says 5.
Well, there you go then.
It says a charter review commission consisting of 5 electors of the
Do we
municipality.
need a charter review to change the charter members?
it says 5, it doesn't say a minimum of 5.
No, it says consisting of 5 electors. One of the members of the commission may be a council member.
Maybe.
May be a council,
Maybe.
Yeah.
keyword. Okay.
They're gonna make a recommendation to council, so I'd say just.
So the suggested timeline was October, November 2027, if council desires open for interested candidates, schedule interviews. December 2027, appoint 5 members, and then no later of August 1st, 2028, make recommendations to council for any revisions. It should be done earlier to give council time to review and make the Board of Elections deadline if changes are going to the ballot. So we would just be starting basically 2 years early.
Yeah, my read is there's no minimum requirement between reviews. You could do it annually if you wished.
It just has to
Is
be
there has-
done every time.
There has to, and on a 10-year basis, they want at least the rubber stamp that says, don't change anything.
I'm good with picking it up early.
I agree.
So do we want to go ahead and ask for applications?
Do that.
Okay.
You want to set a timeline or deadline, or just wait and see what we get?
Can we set like November 15th? It gives us a couple months to advertise it, try to find, let people know, to apply.
I'll get it advertised.
Please share to your social media to get as many people interested as possible. They can change the city. We could have a king or queen. Really, you could.
Hey, you never know.
Okay. My favorite time of the year, my favorite thing to do is other business, trick or treat. We get to set the trick or treat time. So trick or treat this falls on October 31st, which is a Friday. If teams playing football and in the playoffs, it's gonna be a playoff night, and the chief does not want it on Friday night due to hooligans.
Correct.
Okay. So the suggestion was October 30th from 6:30 to 8 p.m.
I'd like to make a suggestion. We're part of Morphe's website, October 30th, 6 to 8 p.m. If we're part of Morphe, we're part of Morphe. 6 to 8 p.m., not
I-
6:30 to 8. Is that what you said?
The suggestion was 6:30 to 8, but
And they start earlier than 6:30, as we all know if you live on South Main Street. Because they want to go see Batman.
who's Batman? Oh, Tiffany's house. In our neighborhood, it's Darth Vader. They wanna go see
So,
Darth Vader.
so my suggestion would be the 30th and do it from 6 to 8 for the
You
recommendation.
okay with 6 to 8?
That's fine.
Okay. What does the council think? Any,
I love it.
6 to 8
6
will
to
be, that'll be dark.
yes.
It's fine.
Yeah, I just don't like to start during the daylight.
Okay, so here's
Just
the,
start at 7:15.
I go out later. I get a whole pillowcase.
Getting older, Ryan, sure.
here's the other thing. Do we want to set a backup date? Because last year we went to a
Yes.
backup date.
Yeah.
And while we were chastised for it on social media, we were brilliant that it was the most beautiful weather the next night.
Yeah,
We're
it
already being
was.
chastised
It was.
right now.
But at least if it's predetermined, then, yeah.
Just got text messages.
Thursday to Saturday? Thursday primary, Saturday backup?
Everybody good with that?
Well, wait a minute, what's that do to the police force? How many guys do you have to have, guys and gals you have to
It's
have?
the Buckeye game.
I think it should be Saturday and is the backup, not Friday night. For many reasons of school functions
School functions as
Shine.
well as,
and just generally a Friday night.
you might want to check OSU.
I'm checking OSU right now.
September 27th, October 4th, and October 11th. are
If
Ohio
you got a
State.
4-year-old trick or treating, you don't care if Ohio State's playing.
Oh, that's
You
gonna
take them
be-
trick or treating.
I would stay away
For
from
November
Saturday.
1st.
No,
That's the Penn State game.
That's
the
Fox
night game.
News. No, that's Fox News, or Fox. They're gonna have it at noon.
The Penn State
No,
game?
it's gonna be like.
It's at Ohio State. Fox, you think Fox is gonna give up that right?
I
If it's
withdraw
not
my
on
Saturday
Horizon,
recommendation because
Wisconsin.
it's not gonna work
What's not going on Saturday?
Saturday. If that football game's on Saturday,
We don't know if the weather.
pandemonium.
I just say the day that it is,
Rainer.
not wanting to do it on anytime it's on Saturday or Sunday.
Rain or shine.
Get your
Rain or
raincoat.
shine, yeah.
Rain or shine.
Last year, we were able to determine, a different day, and
And
I
maybe,
did walk around, and a lot of people don't know who I am, but a lot of people were pleased that we had changed it.
yes. So we'll keep it October 30th. As it gets closer, we see it's gonna be very bad weather, maybe move it to Saturday afternoon or Saturday night, depending on when the Buckeye game is and people.
Yeah.
should know 3 weeks out of time.
Yes.
I don't see a game on that day.
So, okay. Okay, so you got that, Teresa?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. New business. Mr. Orsini.
Nothing. I did my little complaining about the flashing lights. It's not due to lack of effort, but The community still doesn't, I don't think it's the community, I think folks traveling through our community still don't realize that children cross the streets, and when the lights are blinking, it means something.
And they did very well crossing the street this afternoon.
I don't know how we can do better, but if I come up with something, I'd love to see it, 'cause it's gonna be a tragedy. It's only a matter of time when cars don't stop for blinking lights. I'd love for an officer to be parked by there, but I don't know how that works, or what that looks like. I don't have a solution.
And I will be honest with you guys. Ryan can back me on this. It was probably 3 years ago, about this time, that Bob came to a meeting and sat in that front row and had the same issue. And
That's on my 14-year-old.
Safer routes to school. Yep.
so,
I had the same discussion with the school board meeting, but, I just,
School resource officer, be able to assist with that.
I love the idea, but I don't know how to make that happen, but for folks out there that are concerned about it, it's not lost, but we're looking for solutions.
school resource.
I have an SRO.
Mr. Barr.
If you haven't responded already to Craig with the school board about their ribbon cutting on Friday, September 12th, we've all been invited to attend. If you plan to attend, he asked that you RSVP, but that's Friday, September 12th, for the additional classroom space on the high school. Many of the programs in our local school system are doing a lot of fundraising efforts that's closing out. I know the middle school band, their last day is tomorrow, so if you're involved or have relatives in there, don't forget to support the fundraising efforts that our school programs and other youth programs are in high gear for. That's all. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, sir.
We already discussed it, trick or treat, so.
Okay.
So my wife will
Ms. Hollis?
I can't think of anything right now.
Ryan?
Do we have any auction items coming up? I know I talked to Jack a little bit about this, but do we have any auction items coming up soon? I know there were some signs out back.
Trucks, pile of signs, and some old traffic lights.
A pop machine.
And a pop machine. The one out front?
Do you have a soda machine?
Soda.
When is that auction going online?
Ongoing.
You just
We'll just have, we gotta get them on auction.
I'm just waiting on descriptions.
It's all online. They stay up there till they're bought.
Okay. So everything back here is going?
It's gotta go to Gov Deals.
It's still sitting out back, it's on to go.
Okay. I was going to ask about that, actually, so.
Yep. And just so everybody knows, because we get a lot of questions about, hey, can I have a street sign? Can I buy a street sign? There's a governmental, legislative, legal process. We just can't sell or give away public property. We have to do it in accordance with Ohio Revised Code, which obviously has us do it from an open bid situation. So we typically use Ohio Gov Deals. I think just about everybody does, but just to answer any questions, I've had that in the past. People are like, hey, can I buy a sign? Can I have a sign? That's why we can't do it that way. As super nice as that person is, and as much as we'd love to sell it to them, we just have to follow the Ohio Revised Code.
I have one question. I know I deal with it a lot, but let's say streets sell something or a police vehicle. Did the sale of that go back to the department that sold it, or does it come into the general funds and it's kept away from the department? Meaning I would sell $250,000 worth of stuff and I wouldn't see one red penny out of it.
I think it goes back to the department,
It goes
doesn't it?
back to the department.
Good.
Specific fund
Yeah.
it's placed into.
Okay, so it's a true in-out account.
That was taken care of.
Thank you.
in the winter,
Yeah.
when we had an auction on site.
Yeah.
All money was to go back to the department that they're using. What they-
Very good.
What they choose.
Thanks.
Okay. Mr. Seelan?
Nothing right now, but I'll have a good one on the 16th.
No, you got me wondering.
That's the point.
Mr. Standard?
Level of mystery, I don't know if I can top that. One housekeeping item, last week you passed legislation authorizing me to enter into a contract for the water treatment plant. On there was a $34 million price tag. That was from old legislation. It's 43. All of our numbers and analysis are based on the 43, but I just wanted to call that out. It said 34. We did check with legal and Ohio EPA. They said what we passed was sufficient, shouldn't be an issue, but the 43 does align with all the numbers we submitted. Like I said, I think the 34 on there was a carryover from the previous legislation that was a fix to something, so I don't want you to come back later and say, you didn't tell me this, so.
Mayor, could I make a comment from the city manager bringing that up? Sean, thanks for bringing that up. I when this was brought up last meeting, I recall that when Sean went through the math and the science of all of this, it really made a lot of sense of using funds. It comes down and then, it's all projections, so it's part art. And then they go back up. I feel like it was somewhere around year 7, 8, 9, somewhere in there. I found it very informative. It eased my mind of the outlay that we have coming upon us, that I really think that a workshop or I think a workshop of in-person so that Sean could go over that with us, and it could be that as well as some other items if we wanted to. But that was very informative. You can ask some questions if you are not good at math like me or don't follow along. I asked probably 10 questions more than needed to, but in the end, I felt more comfortable about a $43 million outlay of this project after we went through that exercise. So,
Can I jump in?
Yeah, please.
I think it's a fantastic idea. I think we may or may not have scheduled something for a finance committee meeting, since it's financial related. Next finance committee meeting, we intended to kind of
Do that again?
Yep.
Okay.
If you're okay with that.
That's fine.
Platform
I
you
mean,
want? Okay. And council members, anybody can come and
Yeah.
be a part of that. But this will allow for a little bit more of an open discussion and dialogue if there are any. But we've got the spreadsheet, we've got all the data. So Dave, who's not here right now, he had to leave early tonight, and myself can run through that. And we figured finance would be the appropriate spot for that.
You think we could do it in here, finance, so you could put it up on the monitors?
You could. Might be tougher to see. You're dealing with a pretty large spreadsheet, so wherever the venue you want to do it, we can do it in here.
Well,
we can do it in the
I'm
conference
thinking
room.
if some public members do come, they can see it on the monitors. It might be,
However you want to do it.
yeah, there could be people that want to see that and,
Ask question.
yeah, ask questions. So might have a little better attendance than normal if we hold it out here in council chambers. I know we have some candidates in the crowd and things to allow for that room to those potential future council members probably want to attend as well.
Okay, certainly. One other item.
Okay.
Engineering for 2026 calendar year. We don't have to put an RFQ out. You can continue to stay with EMH&T. It's been brought up in the past. I didn't want to come down to the 11th hour if there was a desire to have an RFQ put out there. If we want to stick with EMH&T, we can certainly do that. But I would rather put an RFQ out now rather than in December and then make a rush decision. For me, I'm completely fine with EMH&T. So this isn't, now I say that because this isn't a dig or an indication that there's some kind of misgivings or grievances I have with them. That's not the intent of me bringing this up. Everything seems to be fine at the current moment, but if you wanted that to be a topic of discussion, we can start to draft the RFQ, get it out there. It wouldn't be a bid. It's not like for a specific project, just for services that we would utilize throughout the year. So-
And if you would like, Sean, if you could do that offline, that way it doesn't appear there's any misgivings from any certain council member, so if you'd like him to do that. Is that fine, Sean?
Yeah.
I think we need to give him direction.
Yeah, that one might be difficult. If I have two people that say yes and then one person that says no, and then I don't know what
Okay.
the other members think, then I've got to go.
I don't
off
think
the
it hurts
table.
to shop. And originally, when we had hired him, it was gonna be 6 months and then potentially look at somebody else.
But we're not shopping. We're not paying for anything.
I know, but
That's for their services.
And they're the best in the area? Or,
I think you've got a first-class firm compared to other alternatives. There's other firms out there. They have strengths and weaknesses associated with different types of engineering that they do. But EMH&T is certainly a qualified firm, respected firm within the state of Ohio.
The last time we did the RFQ, Sean, was it just for a 1 year and then a renewal on an annual basis?
we had Jacobs, didn't we?
So, good
Jacobs
question.
have only
We had
been
Prime.
in control of the water plant.
Or we, okay, we had, was, who did we have?
So we had Prime as our general engineering staff. There was a lot of misgivings with Prime. It was a recommendation from staff to move on to a different engineering firm for various reasons. And we landed with EMH&T. Over the years, we have not shopped it out, but it was brought up that council would like to last year. It's not something that has to be shopped out, so getting an indication from you that you wanted to potentially do that, I've made a note and made sure that I brought it up this year, because last year we went ahead and obviously went through with the EMH&T piece, so. So yeah, really it's just whatever you choose.
What's council wanting to do?
If I'm reading the room for Sean, he doesn't need to do anything, and
I understand. He was just, I think he was bringing this
I
up.
want to make
because it
sure
was-
he's clear on what we want.
Yeah, I can stay with EMH&T. No need to put out an RFQ if that's the desire of council.
Okay.
I think what we should do, though, going forward with these professional services is formalize the agreement so that if it's a year for year, or it's a 3-year term with 2 1-year options, whatever it may be, we try to, because to Ryan, Mr. Green does make a good point that, you know, they are a top-notch firm for sure. There's other excellent civil engineering firms out there.
I agree, though, having a standard procedure where it's just automatically every year, and we know that that's gonna or however it is
Most of
determined.
your professional services agreement, just like, is Yaz year to year, or is it a 3-year with 2 1-year options?
Yaz is another situation, that it's a professional service, doesn't have to go out for bid.
Right.
If I get an indication from council that they want us to start shopping that service out, then I certainly do that. Hearing no indication from council, we typically stick with the same company that we've utilized.
Because the RFQ is we entered into agreement with them for their services, and then, if you will, is when the negotiation for prices start to come into play, right? We're not shopping civil engineering firm ABC and they give us prices per hour for a senior project manager and all that stuff. Once we select the firm we want, just kind of like the same thing with the street signs. This is what we want, now this is how much it costs. The negotiations for fees for project engineers, associates, and interns and all that, that's negotiated in the actual agreement of what the professional services cost. That's why I'm suggesting to the point, like, it probably should be on our professional services. It would be probably done by resolution of it's, whatever, whether it's year to year, whether it's 3-year with 1-year options.
It can go in the charter.
It could be reviewed in the charter.
If you want to do it by resolution, you can, you don't have to.
No.
So,
I mean, the, if you will, the resolution is, it's kind of like a quasi-policy, right? We're setting the, because it's law, it's civil engineering, it could be HR services, it could be finance services, it could be all those things that we're hiring out
If
for.
it's just a set standard, we're not gonna miss it every year. You
Right.
know, it's just gonna be a normal thing.
Yeah,
all through the
but
cracks.
most often you don't go through the RFQ process in your agreement if either one party could do it with 60-day notice without cause. Services are no longer needed. Wes, thanks, have a great day. We go to somebody else if we're not happy. There's always outs on those professional services, typically, without cause. So even if you do a initial 3-year, then you're not coming back and doing
Yeah.
repetitive motions.
Without
We
reason.
write in our agreements that it's not an exclusive, so it allows us to, for instance, Jacobs Engineering, fantastic with water and sewer, so we don't have to utilize EMH&T for all projects. We have that clause. You also have a situation, just happened recently, where there's a conflict, where that particular engineering firm represents someone that's actually presenting the project. In the manager's report last time or the time before that, we engaged with EP Ferris as an engineering firm to be a backup for EMH&T whenever those items came up. EP Ferris, smaller firm, but localized. They do work for Bexley, New Albany. So felt confident in their ability, obviously, to do a pretty good job on the projects based on their past track record. So they're a backup, but all that to be said, it's usually a non-exclusive. If we decide we want to do an alternative project with an engineering firm, we can certainly do that. But generally, for your general engineering, double words, you typically want to utilize the same outfit. That way, there's territorial knowledge. So if you're working on one project, they know how that connects to the other piece of the road project down the road. So,
Thank you.
yep.
Okay, anything else?
Nope.
Okay. I have like 4 items. First of all, the farmer's market is tomorrow from 4:30 to 7:30 downtown, or uptown.
Thank you.
Yep. River Roundup is Saturday. I think you had to register by the 2nd, but if you'd like to come out and help us at the River Roundup, 9 o'clock at Wits, we're going to be exploring, see what we can find in the river. You know of anything good in there, Jack?
Nothing good.
Okay. Okay. I would like to thank the owners of El Rey who have cleaned up the alleyway. If you guys have not had a chance, go uptown, did it again, and walk that alleyway. That alleyway is absolutely beautiful now.
Between Shaw's and their
Yes.
building? Okay.
They've ripped out trees, they've cleaned out, it is mulched. I think they've painted the benches in there.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
It is incredible looking. So it's nice to see a business come to town and do something to make it look nicer, especially with our downtown, so that's a huge one. Also, we've been seeing a tremendous amount more of golf carts. I've asked Chief Smart to get with our legal director to get legislation on the golf carts, to bring it to council so that we formally recognize them in town. So that should be coming on one of the agendas here soon, hopefully by the next meeting. Hopeful. So,
I'll probably have to go in front of safety service.
yes, so it's a month from now, but that way, it's ruled by the state, but the city can make an ordinance either way to allow them or not allow them. So we want to get in front of our legal counsel and get the safety and service, so that will be coming. That is all I have. Anybody else? Okay. I make a motion that we move to executive session, discuss pending court action, and also to executive session to consider the employment of a public employee, to include all council members and the city manager, and also our attorney who will be calling in by phone.
Yaz from Frost Brown Todd for the pending court action piece.
Yes.
With the other one, do you need your attorney there for that?
No.
Okay.
Yep.
Any action after?
Any action after?
I
No.
don't think so.
No ending, no action after.
Second.
Mayor Barnard,
Yes.
Wes Coble,
Yes.
Jeff Barr,
Yes, sorry.
Bob Orsini,
Yes.
Dave Seeland.
Yes.
Ryan Green.
Yes.
Tiffany Holland.
Yes.